The following podcast contains strong language and ridiculous cartoon scenarios conjured up by two self-proclaimed comedy wizards. Between you and me, they're more like Saturday morning court jesters fueled by sugary cereal. But either way, the opinions expressed and presented are mere musings, so please humor their well-intentioned hijinks with a laugh and not by taking anything they say seriously. Unless, of course, you want to pay them to say something else. Could always use a new pair of shoes.
Everybody, and welcome to ReviewParty.com. I'm Brent.
I'm Matt.
Wow, and do we have a podcast for you? It's on the internet. It's about the internet. It features comedy. What are we making comedy on? Those internet reviews you've heard so much about.
How unique.
How unique. How amazing. One of the most unique concepts. Wow, what a great concept for a podcast.
So wholesome.
Such a wholesome concept. Let me write an AI phishing email about how wholesome your podcast is. Yeah, you get the idea. Should we just hit him with a review this week, Matt?
Right upside the head.
I got a seasonal-ish one I can start with, I think. This one from Amazon is for the Carhartt Men's WP Waterproof Insulated Mitt. These are some Carhartt mittens.
Cool. I like how they called it a mitt to make it sound manly.
Right, this is a mitt.
You know, your favorite ball player wears one of these. A big old bear mitt. Look at the mitts on that guy, you know? They said no little dainty mitten.
No, you put the N out. You leave the N at home because we got some work to do, boy. But J.J. Wendell titles their review amazing for 0 to 25 degrees F. I already have 4 pairs of these that my dad and brother have been using for at least 5 years now. They are very durable. We originally used them for skiing and snowboarding, but then I started using them for ATVing and snowmobiling in the winter alongside arborist work, i.e. running chainsaw, moving logs, skid steering, etc. The pair that is the most worn of any of them has the outer layer just barely starting to get rubbed through on the fingertips part. Bought another because I forgot to take a backup pair down to school with me for ski trips and just ordered another since they are so cheap. I get cold hands very easily, and these will make my hands sweat, if not sub 25 or 20 Fahrenheit to the point where I have to take my hands out on the lifts to have them cool off. I have only had to crack open hand warmers a handful of times, all of which involve sub-zero temps. These mittens made me mad that I ever spent $90 on a pair of Dakeen gloves that didn't keep my hands warm even in sub 20 degrees, and they were torn up on the fingertips after one season of snowboarding. Absolute best bang for your buck mittens, 5 stars.
Mittens? Ooh, watch what you're calling these. We don't call them that.
These are mitts.
Well, I got action figures, okay? They're not dolls.
Well, this is an insulated mitt, all right? If it was an uninsulated mitt, that's for playing ball. Insulated mitt, that's for doing arborist type work. Activities, maybe, extreme sports also allowed. Snowboarding. How much
do these things, are they run?
These are just north of 25 big ones.
Okay. That is fairly affordable, I suppose.
I mean, for mittens, I don't know. For some insulated mitts, yeah, it might be $25.
For somebody who's taken weekend ski trips whilst at school, I fancy these are just like the cost of coffee. I don't know about you. How many ski trips did you take while at school?
Man, we were in the North, what some considered the Great White North. Yeah. But zero.
To have that moment, you get back to school after break. Oh, darn it! I forgot my mitts. I'm not going to be able to go skiing.
We can't hit We cannot hit the slopes.
Oh, gads. Well, I'm really put out right now.
Thank goodness it wasn't on my trip to the Alps. I could never forget my mitts then. Yeah, man, I don't know. Unless I'm studying to be an arborist, I'm not too worried about it.
No, really. What? I'm not going to be doing much chainsawing in the depths of winter anyway.
Yeah, you gotta get that done beforehand. All right.
You don't want your poor saw out there in the cold, come through cold wood. No.
They don't make insulated mitts for the saw, do they?
Think of the poor saw just having to chew through a cold, wet log.
Yeah, and you know what they get to go home to? A plastic sleeve at best.
Ugh. That's not insulated.
Mm-mm. No shot it's insulated. They're a little... Imagine when it gets cold, your guts turn to ice. That's what happens when you're a sad little chainsaw. Not that oil can really freeze easily, but what if it did? Wouldn't that be terrible for you? Before we drum up any more horrors, do you have a review?
Yeah. This is kind of a long one, but I'll do it anyway.
Tuck in.
I'll do it anyway. This is an Amazon review for the Viper Tech Double Lock Steel Police Edition Professional Grade Handcuffs Black. This is black metal handcuffs. Comes with 2 keys there. This is a review from Amazon user The Film. They titled their review, Lose the Keys, the Locksmith, the Fireman, the Police, and the ER Can't Help You. They're right. I used this as a prop for a movie, and we lost the keys pretty fast. Didn't matter to us. The other day, I was packing stuff away, and my housemate, Mr. P, passes by and, as a complete idiot, just slaps it on his own wrist. I was in the shower at the time, but my other housemate saw the now-trapped housemate, Mr. P, going into panic mode, and apparently tightening the cup grip even harder. Eventually, my housemate pulled me out of the shower because our dear friend was on the floor holding his alarming red arm up, moaning. First, we tried to pick the lock like in the movies, but of course both of us had no idea how to do it, so we took turns watching YouTube tutorials, while the other would just kind of inspect the messy floor. I was packing after all. Looking for a different object that he would insert in the cuff and wiggle around in the hope that the lock would somehow magically click open. Then we had to call an emergency locksmith, who assured us he'd be there in 30 minutes. The locksmith entered and after 5 minutes left, saying that he didn't have the key for it. I'll have to Google what locksmith really do. As our third option, we called the police, who in turn called the fire department. Next thing, 5 firemen in suspenders are in our living room, 2 of them with huge pliers, all of them surrounding dear Mr. P. The firemen decide they can't do anything without hurting him, so they call the cops. The cops come and try their universal key. Doesn't work. So the cops calls the ER. The ER tells them they can't do anything, but maybe they should call the firemen. Meanwhile, I stood there stunned at how unprepared we are as a society for these kinds of situations. I mean, aren't those the guys supposed to pry you out of a car if you're in a car wreck? Anyway, back to point A. Dying of pain, our friend eventually just lets the firemen hurt him, with the pryers, of course, to try and free him. So the strongest fireman, with a mean-ass tattoo on his arm, just starts going full force on this cuff. And man, that thing barely moves. We're talking about the pryers they use to open up crashed cars. This brand gives you good stuff for your money. Anyway, they go and get a different pryor, and the firemen begin to make slow progress. Meanwhile, this sort of cocky short cop with a clear Napoleon complex stands up behind them, looking like a kid who's being excluded from a friend circle. While the firemen are concentrating, the short cop keeps standing on his toes to peep at the action, and then landing back on his heels with a short comment or note on what the firemen should do to make it better. And he kept going like that for a while. Looks like a little bald grasshopper. Eventually, the cuffs broke, our friend was freed, and the ambulances and fire truck parked on the street with their full sirens on left. Wish I could have told my puzzled neighbors what had just happened. Conclusion, these cuffs are not only the toughest real-looking boys you can get, But if you're lucky and you have a dumb housemate walking by, you might also be in for a good laugh. 5 stars. And if you happen to think that was too much, that was too tall a tale, we've got 2 images here. Send this over.
Matt has sent me a picture of Mr. P. Getting, it's not quite the jaws of life, but that, those are for breaking locks. Those pliers they have there.
This second one must have been the locksmith. I don't know. Doesn't look like they're quite as much in full triage.
Oh boy, yeah! What a predicament that that young man got himself into.
I'm so shocked. There were other reviews that are like, universal keys don't work for this. This is awful. Right, the point of a universal key is that it works on all handcuffs. But these are just special viper cuffs.
Special super cuffs for special super boys to get into special super predicaments. I wonder if the little cop was in that picture.
That's what I was wondering too. If it's the...
I see a little cop, but I don't have too much to compare it to. That could be anybody. There could be a littler cop somewhere.
Right.
There's always a littler cop. That's what they don't tell you.
Littler cop with a bigger attitude.
This is
I do like to note the roommate in the background, just sort of standing there looking concerned.
Yeah, at that point, at what point do you just say, "I'm going out for the night. I'm gonna go get a beer or something. You guys have fun with this having a bunch of cops and firemen over and wrenching on you.
I'll see you after a few hours at least."
Unfortunately. What was the other thing that jumped out at me? Oh, whoever wrote this is a good writer. They did bring us into their little story. We got to hear about the funny man on his tippy toes.
Yeah, it's unfortunate they have they didn't share any other reviews. I don't know what their movie is they were working on. We can't see if that had such quality as this review.
I've never seen toy handcuffs that weren't the flimsiest piece of trash on the planet.
Yeah, with a little button that you can just click or...
You're right.
You pull apart with your bare hands.
You're right. You just, I don't want this anymore. And then you fix it.
Yeah. And then your girlfriend's like, "Well, these aren't going to keep you trapped, mister. Gosh."
Yeah, and then you keep screaming. Man, there's one other thing I wanted to mention about the handcuff conundrum of 85 here.
Was it the whole, did you call the ER? Call the cops.
Oh yeah, I guess that it is very sad when you call in the biggest gun society has to offer. And you're getting the customer service runaround from every single
right
group you talk to. That's pretty terrifying. What other situations? That's about as serious a situation you can have without him being able to just sue them, to just sue the government for not being able to help him.
Right.
I'd be like, "Yes, please hurt me. Cut my whole hand off, then I can sue you." Just,
sweet
hey, this is off the record, but just take off the whole hand, and then later, "I never told you to take off my whole hand." Judge, lock him up, and give me the money. I have a review. Let me see where we're at. I'll do this one. This one's kind of non-offensive. This one is just kind of a review. It is for the Chi Forest Lychee Fizzy Sparkling Water, 11.5 ounce, 24 cans, expiring on 2024-9 from Amazon. It is just some lychee flavored sparkling water. It looks kind of tasty.
Sounds tasty.
Right. It's got a very, very cute can. Weefluens titles their review, "Zero sugar and tastes so good." Right. I recently discovered a chi forest on Amazon. A refreshing drink that has become my go-to for any occasion. The packaging was impeccable, ensuring each bottle arrived in perfect condition. The taste was a delightful balance of sweet and tanginess, leaving a pleasant aftertaste. Its versatility makes it suitable for any time of the day, and the high-quality ingredients make it a guilt-free pleasure. With an elegant bottle design and excellent customer service, this Chi Forest exceeded my expectations. I highly recommend giving it a try. Your taste buds will thank you. 0 sugar, 5 stars. It's so generic that it's noteworthy. It's so palpable that it is totally unso.
Are you? It's just an ad.
It's just an ad. There's no personality there. I don't know anything about this person or their preferences other than they like this product. They like this product just like the people in the commercial like this product.
I mean, it does always seem like people in commercials they really love whatever they're having.
People in commercials do have it figured out. It's crazy that no one in commercials has any mental health issues. And when they do, there's a nice, calm man talking about them in optimistic circumstances. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I never thought about that. Whatever world these commercials are being made in, we got to get in there.
It's like sitcom world, but like shrunk down so much. Sitcom world, everything's going to be fine in half an hour. Commercial world?
It's fine right off the kick.
Right off the kick, or 15 seconds in,
right?
You see, that dum-dum's gonna get their comeuppance.
Or it starts off bad. All the kids are sitting around the table sad because all their breakfast cereal is so boring. But then Cookie Crisp comes in and everyone's fucking so happy that actual color has filled the world. I wish I could do that when I entered the room. Maybe I should become a Cookie Crisp.
Yeah, it sounded actually a bit like influencer reviews.
Mm-hmm. The Weefluens. I'm like, what does that mean? But they have no other reviews.
Yeah,
because usually it's like you see the generic hyper advertisement reviews, and they just have a profile with 10,000 of those.
Yeah, copy paste. I'm so glad. This is so helpful. This is blah blah blah.
But no, this was a one and done. Perhaps a false start into that lifestyle. Just on a whim, they wanted some free stuff. They weren't ready to dedicate their whole existence to it.
Mm.
Like most coupon influencers. Oh, I guess that's all we got to say about the Chief Forest.
I got something I want to jump to.
Let's go.
It's a short review before we go to break. This is a review for the Frigidaire Ultra WF Pure Source Ultra Water and Ice Refrigerator Filter. It's a review that's coming to me from Kmart.com.
Let's go. You beat me to it. I've been thinking I gotta internet archive some Kmart.com reviews.
This Kmart.com is still live. I don't know if they're selling like their own stuff or if it's just like a marketplace where other small entities are selling things. But in any case, here's a review from Quintessa Fishburne on this refrigerator water filter. She titles the review, "It arrived dirty," and writes, "The filter was dirty, 4 exclamation point. No, that's 5. Wow. The filter was dirty, like visibly had smear of black stuff on it, like someone touched it with dirty hands right near the 2 nozzles that go in. I washed it and used it regardless, but I am highly disappointed and upset. I have a subscription because I need the filter every 6 months. But if y'all are going to be sending dirty filters, I'll have to find a generic brand that works. 1 star.
I can only imagine that the Kmart shipment facility is just something straight out of Five Nights at Freddy's. Yes, That's dirty. A demon packed it.
That is what I'm getting at. Like, how low do your standards need to be that you're leaving a 1-star review on Kmart.com and you're saying, I'm going to have to try a generic compared to this.
This isn't some robot that packed your order. This isn't some 30-year-old college grad who can't catch a break packing your order. This is an otherworldly entity vomiting forth your order into a shipment, and somehow it ends up in the post office and ends up here.
Yeah,
this is Kmart.com. It's practically...
It's a Dybbuk or a Hodag.
Yeah, this is a cryptid of a retail shop. The closest thing they have to it.
You can't really look straight at it, otherwise it disappears. That's what Kmart is these days.
Like, if you go to a small town in the middle of nowhere and the only store they have is a Kmart and it's weirdly populated, that's not good.
That is a hub of evil spirits.
Sort of a Necronomicon situation in there. You might have to go in there on a journey, a quest.
You walk in and someone says, "Oh yeah, this place is active." You're like, "What? Excuse me, what?" "Oh yeah, they're here."
They've still got the big pads on the floor outside the entrance with the arrows on them for the automatic doors instead of like, the laser, invisible laser tech.
Right.
They got the. I would love to go to a K Cafe one more time, run by a demon or not. Yeah, give me some of that virgin blood slushy, please.
Yeah, that looks good.
K Cafe always weirded me out. The location was always so weird. It's like, so you went shopping and now you need a hot dog. Don't you want to just get your groceries home? Don't you just want to get it over? By the time I'm at any retail place's checkout, it's like, the objective is to get the hell out of here and go home. Right. I don't need a hot dog. You're not gonna
ditch your cart and take a deuce.
And maybe that's what the K Cafe is for. It's right by the bathrooms. It's for deuce accessories.
Oh goodness. I was just scanning through the other reviews and this one from Jay Camrath, they title the review "Do Not Subscribe" and write, "Very difficult to find a way to cancel the subscription. I must have 10 years worth of filters now. 1 star." Oh God!
No, you gotta call somebody, bro.
Yeah, you're. This is a contract you signed with your blood.
Yeah, right.
With Kmart.com.
I'm sure there is many holes, many abysses in the entity that is Kmart. Whatever shambling mess is left of it, but oh man, dude, yeah, you signed a
You barter with your soul. You tread wisely.
You go to sue Kmart.com for not letting you unsubscribe from their filters, and you look across, and the defendant's stand there's a man with red eyes and a gold pocket watch. You're not winning that one, but we all win when we go to break.
Let's do it. Hey everybody, thank you for listening to our lovely little podcast. If you'd like to go above and beyond in supporting our show, or have the most fabulous conversation starter since sliced bread, go to reviewparty.com. Click on shop and explore some fabulous t-shirt designs.
Where's your favorite place to wear a t-shirt?
On my body.
Mine is at the store.
That is a good place to wear a t-shirt. Reviewparty.com. Click shop.
Why stop there?
Don't stop now.
Don't stop me now, because I'm buying a t-shirt. I'm buying a shirt.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the second half of the episode, and welcome to Upon Further Review. Oh my, what? That's the original segment, don't you know? I don't know. I've kind of forgot about it for a while there.
That's okay. That makes it special when it's come back.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you said before there are probably so many segments that have died and been forgotten.
Right.
So since it's getting cold out, and I went to the zoo recently, and I was like, I thought I heard something about how bears don't really hibernate. Turns out the scientists, just like they can change the definition of what a planet is to screw with Pluto, they changed the definition. There was argument that bears' winter torpor didn't qualify as true hibernation because their body temperature didn't drop by a high enough amount of degrees. But officially, bears do hibernate. So, okay, we're good on that. I don't want to talk about that. I want to talk about frogs. You know? Because I also...
They do be hibernating.
They do. And I also just watched Over the Garden Wall where them frogs get in that mud.
That's as seasonal as it gets.
And I was like, that's cool. So I want to learn about frog hibernation. So we're going to learn all about frog hibernation.
That's interesting shit. How the motherfuckers go in the freezer and take a nap?
Yeah. Upon further review, that's the segment where we look at things we thought we knew and we realized we didn't know much at all. Now we're a bit more informed about hibernation, about bears, but for frogs, friends, let's get to it. When it gets cold, frogs are cold-blooded. FYI, hot tip, cold tip. I don't know if you know that. But when it starts getting cold out, like below freezing, and frogs and toads living in the water and in ponds and stuff like that, what do you think it's gonna do? I don't know. Over the Garden Wall and pop culture and various things tell us they bury themselves in mud.
Everyone loves a little mud dive in the winter.
Mud, good for your skin. That's why they're so smooth and slick. From what I have read, however, they don't completely bury themselves because then there wouldn't be enough oxygen. But they go down to the bottom of whatever pond they love the most, right? It's in the murk, and they start to shut down their bodies as the temperature drops below freezing. Their heart and lungs stop, but their liver starts producing this glucose. Glucose is sugar, friends, which makes the blood sugar level in their blood just maxed out. And I'm not diabetic, so I don't know what that means for diabetics out there. But for the frogs, it as I have read, kind of acts as a natural antifreeze.
Right, they slushy their own blood up so that it doesn't go full ice cold. They get it extra meaty in there so things can keep churning.
So that protects all the cells, all their organs and everything like that from completely freezing, exactly, from suffering serious damage. And between 65 and 70% of the water in a frog can be frozen, and it'll be fine.
They can be frozen, but do not freezer burn them. There's a clear distinction.
Right, exactly. I think they can spend like weeks at 19 degrees, and they can thaw and freeze up again, back and forth, no problem. And then once it's time, they're just like, the heart starts up again, and they're ready to go. Easy peasy, froggy squeezy.
See, it's a good thing I'm not a frog. I don't have access to that sweet liver juice, because in the middle of summer, I would just kind of feel like I needed a few days off, maybe start squirting that around and take a big nap. I don't think that's responsible frog choices.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say.
She's blown away by your own frog juice research.
It's pretty cool. Makes you think.
So the difference is that the bears don't shut down their organs; they just kind of nap really hard.
Right. They may slow their heart rates and reduce their temperature by I think it said 5 degrees Celsius. But apparently, like rodents, they'll drop their temperature 32 degrees to fully just boom. That thing's knocked out.
Right. Bears say, I don't mind being chilly for a little bit. Let me just take a big nap. But rodents said, I'll be a popsicle.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit. Wake me up later.
Let me power down a bit. Bears, it did say, can like recycle their urine just through and through and through, and proteins as well, so their muscles don't atrophy.
Oh,
and
that's so
they'll
crazy. Humans
somehow,
suck.
yeah, they'll somehow draw water from the fat stores.
If I went out in the woods and took a nap in the winter, I'd just die.
Yeah,
we just die.
What's up with that?
What's up with
Nature.
that, dude? Bears should have evolved into a sleepy society. the society with the little guy on the side of the sleepy time tea. That's where I want to live.
I love that little guy.
With the frogs and the bears taking the big naps. And the rats. I would be a rat. I wouldn't have a bed. I would just have a freezer. I crawl it. Okay. I thank you for teaching us about the frogs.
Oh, yeah.
I have a review. I don't know. I'm sure you're. After talking about frogs and bears, we always talk about food on the podcast because we're gluttons. So I'm extra hungry after that segment. So I have a review from Yelp for Saigon Noodles, a Vietnamese noodle restaurant in Madison, Wisconsin. I brought this review because there's a clear turn in how.
Oh, I love it.
We're gonna read this review. I think Sophie Y from Oconomowoc, Wisconsin writes, "We used to like this place as the food and service were both acceptable by Madison standards.
Okay.
Came at 4:45 p.m. on Wednesday for early dinner, and we were seated almost immediately. That's a good sign. Water was given afterwards, however, more than 15 minutes before the young waitress took our orders. Ordered 2 items, beef and egg roll vermicelli bowl and pork and egg roll vermicelli bowl. It took more than 20 minutes for the food to come. Since when is this fine dining? Both bowls had very little noodles and protein. Lots of bean sprouts and lettuce. Both came with, I'm pretty sure cabbage goes in that. Anyway, both came with a tiny dish of fish sauce. I asked for extra fish sauce and was told it is an upcharge of $1.
Whoa.
I've eaten uncountable Vietnamese restaurants from NYC to LA, and this was the first time hearing there was a charge for fish sauce. A bottle of fish sauce is usually $5 or less. The restaurant's fish sauce is highly diluted with lime juice, sugar, and chili. I'm unsure how Saigon Noodles can justify charging customers for $1 for a tablespoon of diluted fish sauce. Other restaurants placed the entire bottle of fish sauce at the tables. The bowls were $12 each. There is a surcharge for using your credit card. However, you don't save money when paying with cash, meaning you still pay taxes. That will be our last time visiting Saigon Noodles 1 star.
Oh my God. Yeah, once it started, it didn't stop. Holy cow.
Right, so there's a point where you could give either side the benefit of the doubt, and then all of a sudden, the demands of quality just seem misplaced.
You know what? I can't stand it when I go to a Chinese restaurant and they're diluting my rice with like scrambled egg and peas and carrots and maybe shrimp and some sausage and soy sauce and frying it up and making it themselves and serving it to me. How dare they dilute my rice that way?
How dare they?
And charge for it. Are you kidding me? So they're making a house sauce and you're getting butter? Oh, goodness. Sophie.
Yeah, that is really...
I should have known for Madison standards. That was a early red flag.
I've been to Madison. Madison's the 3rd biggest city?
Yeah.
Maybe even the 2nd in Wisconsin after Milwaukee. And I know it's bigger than Green Bay. Green Bay's a minuscule little pea of a city. But yeah, I've been to that city lots of times. I love that city.
Good
More
food.
than most. Good food. And it's got all walks of life, all economic classes and dining situations
Absolutely.
are represented in Madison.
It's a diverse city. It's got college town vibes for sure, where you can find good stuff, bad stuff. What I mean, oh my god.
Yeah, I'm looking at this place. It looks very nice, and I will say the other reviews were fantastic. Very highly rated. Interior looks lovely, but does not strike me as a fine dining experience or even close to it. It strikes me as a type of place where you can get a $12 bowl of noodles, which is pretty cheap by 2023 standards.
That does not look like fine. That looks like, I mean, it's slightly upscale.
Mm-hmm.
Slightly like trendy, quick service.
Right. It looks like a trendy place to eat, but it does not look like fine dining. That label is a heavy one, right? It means a lot when you put it on there.
Misplaced.
And I don't think Saigon Noodles trying to have that label. I think they're just trying to make some tasty noodles in their pretty little restaurant.
Yeah, Sophie, come on. Why you gotta be that way?
And it's kind of funny because I kind of related. There's a pho place where I'm at that's very wonderful, but sometimes the service is a little lackluster. The waiters and waitresses are a little lackadaisical. But I keep going back. I'm taking a 1-star off max because them noodles is bitching.
Like
it's tasty.
You showed up at 4:45. How long has the restaurant been open? They're probably actually, like
45 minutes.
God, yeah, they're not ready for you.
And your energy.
Prepping it back. Oh goodness. Whatever.
I bet that little house sauce was fresh. I bet those noodles were, fresh as well, al dente, just right. They weren't soaking in some poop all day. I bet they freshly fried your little doodads. You just can't crater a local restaurant off of one experience like this, I guess is the bottom line.
Nah. Don't
be
do
a little unreasonable. And the complaining about the upcharge on credit card, like the most standard thing a small business can do.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm happy. I go to a restaurant, I only have my card, and they say $2 upcharge. I'm happy to pay that upcharge.
Whatever.
For you, little small town business, absolutely. McDonald's started asking me for an upcharge on my card. They can go to hell. They can shove that quarter pounder up wherever their corporate entity would least like it. Do you have a review?
I've got some here, yeah.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, you want a Google? Or I've got an Etsy. It's short, but it's different flavor than what we had.
Etsy's kind of a fun one for the holiday season.
Yeah, everyone's looking to buy some handmade gifts from real people as opposed to Amazon. So here is an Etsy review for Micro Smoke Machine Costronica Pocket Smoke. That's like literally like a little smoke machine that is you could hold in your hand, which I think is cool.
Verify. Pre-game. This is cool, folks. This is a cool one.
Well, you do cosplay stuff and be like, ooh, look at my frost powers.
So you're making a funny fart joke and you really want to, sell the bit. Smoking. All right. Let's read this one.
There's no title to these reviews on Etsy, just to bring everyone on the same page. But this is a review from Cheyenne. Cheyenne writes, I'd say it's pretty good, though it did put me out a bit. Turns out that you can be allergic to the liquid that makes the fog, and I didn't know that. After a speedy trip to the hospital, I was okay. Can't use it now, though, due to that. But I'm sure it's fine otherwise. I give this many stars because I thought I was going to die, but it was made very well. Just check to make sure you aren't allergic to it, folks. 3 stars.
I don't mind that. I had a bad experience personally, but I don't think it was the product's fault. Let me just throw a 3.
Yeah.
Something that won't really raise it, won't really lower it.
Yeah,
that's reasonable.
You do your service to the provider by giving them their feedback, giving them another review in the numbers. But you don't put your finger on the scale.
That is a crazy thing to be allergic to, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, not from like a biological sense. Being allergic to some crazy chemical that makes liquid smoke, that makes sense. But like from sort of a happenstance perspective, that's very unfortunate.
Yeah. It's
Imagine ordering like a big honking red nose. You're gonna be a clown, and it puts you in the hospital. I'm actually allergic to these honks.
turns out still has a quality nose, but
the frequency of the honks is actually sort of a brown note for me, so I had to give it back. Yeah, because I mean, but I guess it is good she found out this way.
yeah.
Imagine being trapped in a room in a haunted house, and that liquid smoke starts filling the air.
They'll have a new feature to the haunted house.
Yeah, nothing like the scary gas chamber becoming an actual gas chamber.
Yeah. Ooh. Did you see that dead body in that one room? Looks real.
Oh, the way it was convulsing, man. I've never seen anything like that. I'm still kind of shaken up.
Foaming at the mouth and everything. Wow.
I really think I heard, it sounded like I heard a last breath. I really want to say it sounded like I heard a last breath. Okay. I'll do a short one to lighten it up before we get out of here. Oh, is this one short? No, that one's so long. I'm such a liar. I spent it. I think we're just gonna go on that sad note.
Well, no,
bring me out.
We'll bring ourselves out of it because we've got a comment on the blog. What blog? The blog on our website. What post? So I ate a whole bag of sugar-free gummy bears. Me, you, and Meme Reviews revisited. This was the second time I ate the Albanese brand sugar-free gummy bears because you can't get the Haribo anymore because they lied and said they didn't make it, but they totally did.
I really like these comments because it feels much more, at this point you can't look at Haribo's sugar-free gummy bear reviews or any sugar-free gummy bear reviews without there being some sense that it might not be real. These stories, they might just be trying to meme.
Right.
If it's funny, it's funny. I'm not saying if you have a funny poopy pants review, post it. Don't post it if it's not real. Go for it. I don't care. But these are like, okay, these are really some people just sharing their experience to share their experience. So that makes it way funnier.
Yeah, I'm checking to see if I encouraged them to leave a review on that page. I don't know if I did, but
these just might be spontaneous, oh geez,
yeah.
A bit of an Haribo sugar-free anonymous.
In any case, this is a
program.
Yeah. This is a new comment from all caps. Never again. And they formatted it and everything. Title: A Wild Ride with Haribo Sugar-Free Gummy Bears. They've given their rating and even used little SAR emojis, but I'll read the body first. Oh boy, where do I even begin with these Haribo Sugar-Free Gummy Bears? Buckle up, my friends, because this review is going to be a roller coaster ride. Let's start with the packaging. The bears on the box seem so innocent and friendly, just waiting to be gobbled up. Little did I know that inside this packet lied a gastroenterological Godzilla, ready to wreak havoc on my digestive system. First things first, taste. These gummy bears look pretty much like their sugar-loaded siblings. You pop one into your mouth, preparing for the sweet and fruity explosion that's supposed to happen. But here's the plot twist. They taste like betrayal. While they're not bad, they somehow manage to drain all the sweetness out of their sugary counterparts. Genius or baffling, you decide. Now let's talk about the sugar-free claim on the package. Brace yourselves, folks, because consuming these bears is like summoning a bumpy ride on a never-ending emotional roller coaster. First, you'll feel a little taste of freedom as you indulge in guilt-free snacking, thinking you've outsmarted the sugar devil. But oh no, my dear readers, the sugar-free demons will soon rise from within. The aftermath? My belly danced the Macarena while performing parkour moves. I experienced a symphony of gurgles, cramps, and explosive volcanic eruptions that would put Mount Vesuvius to shame. And trust me, this symphony lasted longer than a director's cut of a Lord of the Rings movie. If you're feeling adventurous and want to spice up your life with unexpected bathroom adventures, these gummy bears are your ticket to excitement. But remember, friends, be prepared for the unexpected. The bathroom will become your second home for a while, equipped with a caution slippery when wet sign. But hey, let's end on a positive note like we're trying to do here, hey. These Haribo sugar-free gummy bears will definitely add excitement to your otherwise monotonous routine. Just make sure you have your phone and a good book by your side while you embark on a bizarre gastrointestinal journey of epic proportions. In conclusion, if you're after an unfortunate experience that will make you question your life choices, dig into a bag of Haribo sugar-free gummy bears. They may not be the tastiest treat, but they'll surely give you a wild ride you won't forget. So buckle up, folks, and enjoy the explosive adventure. 5 stars is what they gave it.
Let's hire this dude. That was fantastic.
That was not bad, yeah. Thank you for it. Never again.
If you had read that and said that you had just done another, like, serious, not serious, but serious versus meme.
Right.
Serious when compared to the meme review of it, I wouldn't have batted an eyelash. That just sounds like a good review. Man, we're attracting talent. Soon we'll be a community of internet review based comedy and talent. They'll come from all over.
Come to us.
So thanks, Never Again.
Yeah, thank you.
I hope you leave a comment again. Feel free.
Come again.
Yeah. I hope your name isn't some sort of contract with the aforementioned devils. That was a weird theme that rose up this episode. All the devils and demons that we were dealing with.
Creepiness.
Yeah, I brought some holiday winter fun time actually. These are demon Halloween sad time reviews. So sorry about that. But thanks for listening, everybody. So glad to have you here on episode 179. We got new episodes every Tuesday. That's right, #Tuesday. Reviews Day. If you'd like to send in a review, maybe a funny one, probably a funny one is best, to reviewparty.com@gmail.com. I guess I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't put that weight on. Funny, absurd, weird, different, makes you go, huh, makes you go, makes you go, ha, any of those, send them in. Makes you go, wah. Just include your name so we can throw you some credit. Matt.
You can also reach out to us on social media at reviewparty.com on Instagram and TikTok. You can find us at reviewpartypod on Twitter /X. Or you can go to Letterboxd, that movie review website. Just search Review Party. You'll find us. You'll see if we've reviewed movies. You'll be like, wow, they watch some cool stuff, huh? And if none of that sounds like your bag of tricks, go to reviewparty.com, where you yourself can find the blog and leave comments, or where you can find all the episodes. I just remembered some of the other comments we've gotten on the website that are less, well, that are funny for a different reason. But
right. Those particular group of commenters have slowed down, haven't they?
They have. I've noticed we've gotten some hits on the. They're just looking around, not leaving messages though, which is still funny.
They're healing. Our presence, our rent-free lifestyle in their head is slowly they're healing. I'm happy for them.
Yeah. Anyway,
because I don't think about them motherfuckers at all. I
so do not.
Okay, reviewparty.com. Great place to be. Nosebleeds, bread for breakfast. You've heard that song throughout the episode. It's really good, isn't it? It's really, really nice. That's why we asked them to use it. They have more really, really nice songs. You can check them out on Spotify. Just search Nosebleeds, one word. I have this review. Slightly less unhinged than Kmart.com, but I still think kind of a only partially hinged place to leave reviews is Target.com.
Yes.
I, from Target.com, have a review for Cut Green Beans, 14.5 ounces, the Good and Gather brand. I'm guessing that's their store brand.
Mm-hmm.
Scrolling down. There it is. Sad Table Lady titles their review, No Thanks. They write, has big bad stems, dangerous for babies, 3 stars.
Not the bad stems. Oh no.